Welcome, friends, traders, and investors, to this episode of Trading System Lab. Today, I want to show you a strategy that was developed by the Candlestick Genetic Evolver. And this is the Candlestick Genetic Evolver in action. I trained it on the DAX future daily from 2000 to 2020. So we have a couple of years, the first 2 years and the last 4 or 5 years out of sample. And I'm going to stop it now. This is an evolution kind of thing. And the Candlestick Genetic Evolver just picks out any combination of indicators that I defined or chart patterns and puts them in relationship together in a very random way, and then it picks the best one and continues the evolution in that direction. That's what it's actually doing. And I came across one, and you can let it run for 100 times and find something, and then obviously you want to see how is it doing on out of sample. So this one, I have one that has been doing out of sample trading, and let me quickly go here. So I say it is 2182. I look for it, and here it is. Here's the first one. Let me see this money management settings exactly. I start with 100,000 euros, and I only trade one contract. That's important, one contract. It's on the FDAX, and I use all data. We'll see the difference in a little while. And in the design service, it's actually easy. I use multiple open positions. So if I have two positions coming very close to each other, entry signals, then I take both of them, or even 3 or 4 if needed. Anyway, so I say buy at market. So if that pattern is met next day, I want to buy, and I sell after 11 bars. 11 bars is a kind of random number. I optimized it on 2. You might have seen that, but I sell after 11 bars. Anyway. So, and I'm running this backtest now, and you can see it's very fast. 6.84% down here, 5.6% for the DAX itself. You might say, so what? Yeah, no big difference. There is a big difference. The black line is the DAX, and this one is the DAX future. The big difference is also down here in the drawdown and in the length of the drawdown. You see the drawdown here, that's the future, the red one, that's the strategy, the pattern, and this is the reality, that's the DAX index. And here you can also see how long you were in the drawdown, which is also a very, very important number, because in the DAX itself, if you would have bought in 2090, in 2000 or 1999, you would have been in a drawdown for a very long time. Obviously, since 2000 and around here, it started growing up. And here was another drawdown, and that took like 1,500 days, and that one looks like 1,800 days. And the green one here down there shows the system. So it had its periods, but it was not as bad as the buy and hold. Anyway, so you saw the strategy, you get the result. This is the equity curve, just by buying one contract but going into multiple open positions. So let's take a look at the positions here. So you see we'd always start with 1, 1, 1, 1. In actually the equity curve, I can see how many open positions I had at any time. I just click this one. You can see sometimes at one point here, I must have had 4 open positions, and here it was 3 and 3. Sometimes it was 2, and most of the time, obviously, it was 1. And what do we have? Positions. I wanted to show you the positions. We don't have any open positions, but I can bring the open positions on top. And here we are. We have in December, end of December, we had a position here. And since I have a green behind me in the background so that I can cut it better, and having a green chart is not that good. So I'm going to change it, and I use something like a blue chart, for example, for the chart. And here we are. So now everything is good. Anyway, those are 2 trades that we made in out of sample data, end of 2024 and beginning of 2005. Yeah, just at the basically first trading day. This rule was, this candlestick pattern was corrected and was said, okay, this is true, so next day you buy. and we did so, and we exited after 11 bars, which give us 20% counted on the margin, so that's about $6,000, because the margin I set to $30,000, and this one 11 bars, and it made 65%. So what is that? About 18,000, probably $19,000 euros profit. Yeah, holding longer would have been nicer, but hey, that's just the rule, and it doesn't mean that in the past it was just like this. So you can see those two trades. I don't want to go into explaining how this is, because you can actually see the rules right here. You can see the rules that the Candlestick Genetic Evolver developed, written in plain English here, and then I have an explanation in the captions down here, which is actually more detailed, so you might want to read it. The interesting thing is this explanation was made by ChatGPT, and ChatGPT says, wow, this all looks like the market is going further down, and it's not. You can watch my ChatGPT series, which I'm going to publish soon, but this one, no, that's not the market is going down. It's not a bearish sign. It's a bullish sign if this pattern happened. So what do we have? We have the settings here, daily data, DAX future, all data. We have we have our rules. We have the pattern. We have the backtest results. We have monthly results. So this year was 5.35%. Which is good, and that's just because the equity curve is so high. So I have another version of this strategy. The only change is that I do not use one share, one contract, but I say, and that's always in relationship to the margin, I say 50% of this equity, of whatever your equity is, will go into the position size. So 50,000, then I can buy one contract for 30,000. And if I run this strategy like this, you will see that this is mind-blowing. It is mind-blowing because we have a 21% an APR, annual percent return, compared to the still close to 6% in the buy and hold. And that makes a small difference of roughly 16 million. Because now the profit is, you see it here, nothing has changed, just the money management setting. And here's the backtest result. Way back we started with 1, we quickly increased it. It became 3 after 3 years, came down again because probably we lost some money. And then up to 4, 5, 6. So it fluctuates according to the equity curve. And then now it's getting wild, 183 positions finally. And then you end up with 16 million. And we take these open positions out and we put it in log scale here. It looks pretty much the same, but it's log scale. So this is 1 million we reach after 10 years, and times 10 basically. And then 10 years later, we are at 10 million. And now the equity curve is, let me zoom in here. Let me zoom in. We are here at, where are we? 16 million, as I said earlier. So yeah, that's just a fantastic strategy. And now the monthly returns look totally different. We are at 48% based on the equity curve that it was earlier. So this year, it looks like a fantastic year. You can stop trading after 1 month. Excellent, isn't it? So the chart I was showing you already, you've seen the strategy. The logic is down there. You've seen the Candlestick Genetic Evolver in action. So I hope you like this strategy. And if you have questions, something I forgot to mention. What is it? Tools. Markets and symbols. There you find, if you want to trade futures, you have to change the point value. And I put the margin to 30,000. So the software knows this is the margin you need. If you don't have any money, if your money is below 30,000, it stops trading because you cannot buy it anymore in your back testing. Maybe the margin at that time is lower, but I think 30,000 is, with the DAX being such a massive market and futures market. I think that's a good number. So, and another thing you have to change is you have to go to preferences and go to backtest. And then you have to click futures mode to make sure that it is considering all the data that I was showing you earlier. Yeah, that's about it. There's a lot of other things, details, of course, that you have to know that I can show you. But I think this was really interesting. And the Candlestick Genetic Evolver is really a fantastic tool because it does help you finding ideas and patterns that are hidden that the human eye could never find or see. So thanks for watching. Like it. If you have questions, feel free to ask, and I will show you some follow-up videos if you ask for them. I want to get some action on the YouTube channel. We have 10,000 members, you know that. Very proud of it. Now you 10,000 members watch my video and like it and ask questions. 10,000 questions. Wow. Wow, thanks for watching, and look forward to see and hear you. Bye. Test smart, trade smarter.